everybody. Welcome to episode 29 of the Comic Book Cover. I'm Aaron, and I'm sure you've seen me blab before about comics, and I'm going to blab some more. It's a tasty beverage. First things first, though. DC Rebirth. There's been some cool announcements made. Should I save the best for last? I think I will. This one's awesome, and it's almost the best. Joshua Williamson's going to be on The Flash. Big fan of Joshua Williamson's work. Nailbiter. He's done Birthright. Everybody loves Birthright. If you haven't been reading Birthright, you should be. I'm even in this category of I should be reading Birthright, but I got so far, and then many comic books to read. But there's no way a knock on Joshua Williamson because his work is good. Very, very good. It's good to see him coming over to the DC camp. He's done an issue here or there of stuff, but this is the first he's been on an actual title for any given amount of time, so I'm personally really psyched about this. Also, we got Peter Tomasi and Patrick Gleason working on the Superman book, which they did such a great job on Batman and Robin. It makes me really excited to see what they're going to do with Superman. And the thing is, all the Superman books can have the pre-New 52 Superman, so the question is, what's going to happen to the New 52 Superman? I, for one, really dig the New 52 Superman, but I hate to think the rumor's true that he's going to get killed. But, you know, these things happen. Not big on his blue booties either, but whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to get all underwear like it, but still think it's more of a color thing, like breaks up the color, like it's too blue right now, but whatever. You know, things change. It happens. There's so many cool stuff. Brian Hitch and Tony Daniels going to be on Justice League. What more can I say? Action, I've mentioned this before, Action and Detective are going back to the original numbering. You've got some really good teams coming in on Batman. Tom King, who's a former CIA guy, is going to be working on Batman. Scott Snyder's going to be kind of schooling him in on that. Tim Seeley is going to be on Nightwing, and Nightwing's coming back, and he's going to be in the blue and black. So there's plenty of things going on in the DC Rebirth thing that's really huge, but the thing that was huge, like, jumped out of my seat when I heard this one. Greg Rucka is coming back to Wonder Woman. That's a big deal, like, especially, I talked about that when Azzarello, and we didn't know Meredith Finch, you know, and it was like, man, I wish they'd bring Greg Rucka back on Wonder Woman, but here we are, Greg Rucka's coming home to one of his best titles ever in Wonder Woman. So it's cool to see Wonder Woman just getting a steady flow of good writers, and this hasn't happened. I don't know if ever she's had this good of a flow, but after seeing the movie, and yes, we'll talk a short bit about that, she stole the show. I totally wish fulfillment as being a kid, you know, 5 years old or whatever, tying a red towel around my neck. I always wanted to see my two favorite superheroes in the movie, so it was a big deal to me. But even bigger, really, that after 75 years, Wonder Woman's finally been on the movie screen, and Gal Gadot did a great job. I was skeptical about her being Wonder Woman, but she really owned it, and it was awesome. I know there's a lot of tug of war going with the Batman versus Superman movie, but I, for one, I really dig it because a lot of people act like it's not like the comic books. It is like the comic books. I mean, that was Frank Miller's Dark Knight. It was. I mean, the violence and so forth, that was all in, you know, that Frank Miller comic. There's stuff that was pulled straight out of Frank Miller's comics. So there can always be you know, it's cool to debate stuff, but if you're the Frank Miller fan of Batman, then you should have been happy with this one. I think Affleck was the bomb as Batman, yo. And there's not many times you're going to say that Affleck's the bomb, honestly. I'm not the hugest Affleck fan, but I will say he's been my favorite Bruce Wayne Batman on screen. Still, Kevin Conroy has a special place, but as far as anybody pulling off Batman on screen, he had the physical build, he had the Bruce Wayne versus Batman thing down. He nailed it, really did. You know, I'm not going to say I don't have a few complaints, but there's such small things, and you're always going to have that. I don't care if it's Star Wars, if it's Age of Ultron, or Avengers, or any of that. There's always one, like, you know, Age of Ultron, I was just like, Hank Pym, man. Hank Pym should have been the creator of Ultron, but I got over it. I enjoyed the movie. It didn't kill it for me in any way. I didn't get on the internet and, you know, slam people for liking it. And that's the sad thing about it, is the people that like it can't just like it without somebody coming and telling them they're stupid. And I don't go to the people, who comment about how much they didn't like it. I just don't comment on it. There's no point. If you didn't like it, cool. If you loved it, hey, we're part of this team that just got, our biggest wish fulfilled of seeing Batman and Superman in the same movie. Also, I will say, Henry Cavill has really brought a lot to Superman. I grew up with Christopher Reeves, and I'm always going to love that, especially the first movie. It has a special place, but that was Superman in the 60s and 70s, what they did there. This is Superman from the, mid-80s up, and Henry Cavill has managed to do the thing that's cool, that especially Grant Morrison really went deep into this part of Superman. He's kind of chilled, really. If he had that much power, it's like the floating on the cloud thing in issue #1 of All-Star. He doesn't really need to get too worried. He's not really real abrasive. He's not outgoing. He's kind of chilled and laid back and introspective. And I love that about Superman. It's one of the things that makes him so relatable. And Cavill knows that, because there's so many. I mean, he didn't have as many lines as Batman, but he didn't need to. All he had to do was just have the right body language and facial expression. And that's where I give Gal Gadot a lot of credit too, when it comes to how you carry yourself. All three of them did a great job, because it's a big thing when you're playing characters like that, and especially these three characters, because, whether you're Marvel or DC fan, fact of the matter is, these were the first three. These are the archetypes. Everyone was created from afterwards. It's the Trinity: Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. And playing those characters is a pretty big deal, because they've been around for 75 years. And there's a lot of history there that you have to hold up to. And I think all three did a great job. I mean, I even give a lot of credit to the writing team, because they covered a lot of material and kind of meshed it all together, but it was pretty smooth. There's little things here and there, but overall, I was extremely happy with it and can't wait to see what's going to happen in Justice League. So DC finally putting themselves back on the map with Rebirth and Batman vs. Superman movie. So now we're going to move on. Daredevil #5 is my featured pick of the week, because Daredevil's been so awesome. The TV show is just blowing it out of the park. Salvation at hand, Matt Murdock struggles to come to grips with his failure to save Chinatown from the clutches of Ten Fingers. Meanwhile, the self-proclaimed prophet revels as the vision of, that's how it read, of his rapture is actualized, but not all prophecies are what they seem. Plus, he's really ticked off the Hand. We all know the Hand if we've been reading Daredevil. Charles Soule, Ron Garney doing a great job on this book. I'm happy to have a good Daredevil book to read again. All new, all different Marvel Universe #1. It's kind of explaining things after the end of Secret Wars. Pretty cool. Kind of a magazine kind of thing. We have all new X-Men #7. Amazing Spider-Man 1.4. And I've really been digging the story. It's really funny. Really funny. Captain America Sam Wilson #7. The Alex Ross cover of this one is awesome. 75th anniversary of Captain America. Civil War House of M trade paperback, Civil War Peter Parker Spider-Man trade paperback, and Civil War Punisher War Journal trade paperback. And that one's Matt Fraction. No joke there. Pretty cool, of course. I'm sure this has a lot to do with the movie, but still pretty cool that they're putting out the trades for these again. Darth Vader #18. Resources vital to the Empire on the line. Vader makes his move, but Silo and his forces are looking to show him up before he can. Full-scale warfare on the surface of Shotorum. I guess that's how it's said. I don't know. I'm just reading it. Drax #5. CM Punk is still working with Cullen Bunn on this one. Hercules #5. Dan Abnett. Can't go wrong with Dan Abnett. Love his Titans hunt. Marvel Universe Ultimate Spider-Man Contest of Champions #1. Max Rod Ultimate Flight #5 of 5. That's the end. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur #5. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #6. Moving on. And this is the one I'm sure a lot of Marvel fans are looking forward to. X-Men '92 #1. I wasn't the hugest fan of the Secret Wars version. I thought it was too wordy, but I love that cartoon, so I can see why everybody's really psyched about this. It's one of my favorite lineups of the X-Men, too. There you go. That's Marvel. And next we'll be moving on to Independence. Independence time. IDW Publishing. We got Back to the Future #6. Ghostbusters International #3 of 4. Godzilla Oblivion #1 of 5. And there you go, Jesse. The scientists have created a portal to another dimension, one where monsters rule supreme. A terrifying expedition begins into a world where hope has died and Godzilla is the unrivaled king of monsters. But what happens when a baby kaiju hitches a ride back to the original monsterless dimension? Judge Dredd number 4, Mega Zero, Part 4, as Dredd continues to unravel the mystery of what has become Mega City 1, he's brought before the Forum to be judged himself. Judge Dredd, man, that was a comic I kind of wish I jumped into, but getting too much stuff. Street Fighter X G.I. Joe number 2. Everybody's really been talking about this comic, big deal. A few of our subscribers are getting it. Street Fighter and G.I. Joe, man, you can't go wrong with that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Deviations number 1. What if the Turtles join Shredder? Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 51. This is one of my personal favorite comics because it picked up after the Marvel Universe. Image. Astronauts in Trouble number 10 of 11. Black Science number 21. Got another Rick Remender one. It's the God World conclusion. Grant comes to rescue his daughter, but she's not Daddy's little girl anymore. All hail the God Queen. It's a comic I really wish I jumped into because I really, really dig Tokyo Ghost. East of West Volume 5 comes out in trade paperback. We got Elephant Men number 6, Four Eyes, Hearts of Fire number 3 of 4, Nailbiter Volume 4 trade, Paper Girls Volume 1 trade, Revival 38, Saga 35, They're Not Like Us number 12, Walking Dead number 25 trade paperback, and Wayward number 15. DC Comics time. It's a short list. It's a pretty light week this week. Batman and Robin Eternal number 26. It's the catastrophic conclusion of the weekly series. All of Batman's one-time partners. Mother's sprung her trap. Feeling the wrath, can Grayson pull together his allies to fight an entire army of foes? Is among them still under Mother's control? And what will become of Cassandra Cain? You won't believe how it is. You won't. I don't. I'm kind of 2 issues behind, so I got 3 to read now. Justice League of America number 8. Love this one. Brian Hitch, story and art. Brian Hitch is going to be doing Justice League with Tony Daniels, which I said earlier. Earth is collateral damage. Kryptonian Daddy Raoul has the Justice League on the ropes, and it would take a miracle to defeat him. Good thing the League makes miracles look easy. And they do. I think I missed one because Aquaman came out. Aquaman number 50. Deadwater is a killer and a monster. No matter where you go, he can reach you if there's even one drop of water present. Pray Aquaman finds you first. The most famous oceanic hero on Earth is Aquaman, right? In our Gala 50th issue, make way for Aquawoman. I take it that's not Mara, too, so this should be interesting. Dan Abnett's on this comic, and it's really cool. I'm not such a fan of Brett Booth, but I don't hate Brett Booth either, so... which is a different artist, but I love Abnett's writing. Titans Hunt, man. Titans Hunt. And Titans Hunt's going to have a little play in Rebirth. There's a few other things, like the Superman comic. 100 Bullets Trade Volume 5 is coming out. We got Omega Man number 10, Suiciders, Kings of Hell A number 1 of 6, and Superman Batman Volume 3 trade paperback. So this has been a quick one. It's already time for that part where you hear that comic from the vault.
And now... it's time for...
And this is my pick. The Demon. Number 8. And this is in really good shape. Jack Kirby created this character in the 70s. And this is the number 8. And yes, it's a Jack Kirby issue. So of course I would have to talk about this. I was going to talk about it like a week ago. But then there's the Superman Batman movie, the Superman family, Neil Adams, there you go. The Demon Etrigan is a really cool character. Jason Blood was a knight in the Round Table in Berlin. Fused him with the Demon Etrigan, and every now and then he just has to change into a demon. Really cool. He was using the New 52 in the something Knights. Demon Knights, I think. I don't know. I've forgotten the name of it for some reason. I just read a thing with Vandal Savage where he was talking about being in that team not too long ago. I think it was Superman 50. Great issue. There you go. Don't forget 25% off to all fall subscribers if you get 5 or more titles. You get 10% off the Money Tree. Great savings, and we're getting more and more of you in. And I'd just like to take this moment to thank everybody who signed up and supported us. Not saying don't go to your other comic stores at all. Just saying come here too. And that's, read more comics. The more people read, the better. It's been awesome. Glad to talk to you guys about comics, and we'll be talking about it next week for episode number 30. And who knows, I don't even know what's coming out yet, but it'll be good stuff. Read more comics, guys. Later.